If you're 40 and over and you have lower back pain, here are some tips and tricks that I want to share with you so that you can either prevent it or you can get rid of it altogether. All right, one of the things I want to do is talk about sitting. Now, yes, I am sitting and I'm here to a point where it's like I'm going to be sitting here talking to you. But what I do is I get out and walk and try to do exercises that pertain to me. But sitting is one of the worst things you can do for a long period of time because what happens is your hips lock up, your hamstrings get tight, and basically you're not moving. So what tends to happen is your back is going to end up getting tight. And that's usually one of the most sought after reasons why a lot of people over 40 have back pain, because a lot of them, they don't stand up and give yourself about 30 to 60 minutes to, stretch out and do those types of things. So don't sit so much. If you're sitting, get up, 30 minutes, maybe 60 minutes, or even 20 minutes, and just stretch, move around, move your legs, just kind of shake yourself off a little bit, and then you can sit back down and get back to work. But stop sitting so long. All right. Number two, strengthening your glutes. Well, one of the things that I do when it being a fitness professional is I like to work on my glutes. Yes, I'm a male. Yeah, I work on my glutes, but you got to strengthen your glutes because your glutes are attached to your lower back, guys. Like our muscles are all intertwined within, our body. So it's like little woven things that go along, and if they're not stretched, they're going to get real tight. So strengthening your glutes, doing things like squats, just regular squats, down and up air squats, no weights, no resistant bands, just regular squats. You do about, 20 of those, three times, 3 sets of those, you'll be fine. Or you can, if you're having some knee problems or knee issues, you could do it in a chair, or you could hold on to your kitchen table or dresser in your bedroom, hell, even your bed, and you can squat down and up. You can do those about, like I said, 20 reps for about 3 sets. Or you could do what is called split squats. Split squats are really like singular focused on that one glute. So that's one of the things that I like to do as well. Split squats is basically just stepping forward and you bending both knees, you're going down and up, and that'll help, strengthen your glutes, big time as it pertains to your lower back, So once again, if you can't do it, just like without holding on to something, then hold on to a dresser, hold on to your kitchen table, hold on to a chair or anything of that nature to kind of make sure you keep your balance, and you can just do, I say about 10 to 20 reps and about 3 sets of those as well. Right. All right. Moving on. Train your core, and train your core the right way. I constantly seen people on videos, doing exercises like planks, and planks are there's a special way to do a plank, man. And it's really one way, and that's basically you're on your elbows, your body suspended in the air, nice and straight. And when you clench your glutes and tuck your belly in, that's when the plank starts, guys. And I was try to, your goal should be a minute, but I would try to do like 30 seconds at first or even 20 and work your way up and build up to it. But planks are crucial to strengthening your core. And, you don't have to do, sit-ups and crunches. I mean, they're good. I'm not knocking them, but sit-ups and crunches does not strengthen your core, guys. It's isometric exercises. That means you're at a standstill, something like doing a wall squat, which is good for your quads and your glutes as well, but also strengthens your core. So planks will be probably one of the best things you need to work on, and also one leg balance. Just lift your leg, lift your knee up and just balance on one leg. That'll also strengthen your core as well. So that'll help, once again, prevent or alleviate the back pain, because you have to make sure that, your glutes are strong. Another one is laying down on your back and doing hip thrusts. Bend your knees, you lay on your back, and you just kind of lift your hips up and down. All right. You can put one leg up and do it for advanced, or you can just keep both feet down and just kind of lift and do hip thrusts. And once again, when you lift your hips up, right, you squeeze your glutes and voila, that's it. So you do about, I'd say about 20 reps and about 3 sets of those. You see, guys, see where I'm getting at with this? All pertains to your lower back, especially if you're 40 and over. All right, next is improve your hip mobility. All right. So like a lot of people who sit down a lot, have tight hip flexors, right? That's that front part of your hip that bends when you sit in the chair, right? That you just look down and you'll see it is right there. It's connected right up under your belly button down to the top part of your leg. Right. That connection there is called your hip flexors. And when you're sitting down for a long period of time, your hip flexors get tight. And that's why you see people with bad posture, where the belly pops out and the butt's sticking back, right? They used to call those people back in the days a high booty. You get them high booty people. But yeah, that's because they got tight hip flexors. So their posture, is bad. And a lot of it is due to sitting, okay? And a lot of them is not, they're not or being mobile enough where they're not stretching. So a good way to do something like stretching out your hip flexors is pretty much stand by your table or a window or a chair and just take one leg and just step all the way back as far as you can. All right. And just hold it. You don't have to move or anything. Just take that one leg and step all the way back. All right. And that'll help stretch out your hip flexors, because those are one of the things that keeps your lower back pretty good and strong. Because tight hip flexors, man, that's not something you want to have when you're over 40, because you will definitely get lower back pain for sure. All right. Next one is, and I got my notes here, guys, so just bear with me, but walk more. One of the most simplest things a lot of people in the United States of America do not do enough of is walk. And I get it, man. We live in places where it's brisk cold and we have, a lot of bad weather, especially during the winter time. And I get it. But technology has superseded a lot of these things. You can get yourself a treadmill. You can get like a walking pad. They got walking pads out where you don't even hold on it. You just get on the pad and you just walk, and that's a good way to get your steps in too. So walking, it proves your mobility. And that's one of the things that, that'll alleviate or prevent lower back pain, especially for people over 40s. Walking, it helps move your blood around a lot, warm you up. It stretches out your stiff, well, not stretch, but you get less stiffened. You're not stiff as much as you was when you woke up in the morning. And, blood flow is what I was trying to say. Yeah, you get good blood flow. And yeah, and you get a chance to, breathe and do all the other things that comes with walking. And it also helps with your stamina. So you're able to stand a little bit longer. So yeah, walking is one of the most crucial things, man. And I don't care where you at, walk and take about 10 to 15 minutes. If it's cold, get out there for 10 to 15 minutes, just bundle up and just walk to the end of your block and walk back, or walk down to the end of the street and walk back. 10 to 15 minutes is all you need. Or if you are feeling good and you're warm, just take a walk. Also, too, that helps with mental clarity as well with walking. All right, cool. Lift smarter, not heavier. All right. And I'm not talking about weights. I'm not talking about resistant bands. I'm talking about how we do our daily functional life. So if you drop something on the floor, you don't bend over, and not bend your knees to pick it up, because that's one way you're going to tweak your back. And I know being 40 and over, we forget those things sometimes. So we got to make sure that we bend our knees first, then we reach down and bend over and pick it up. Or if you have a box for the men, if you have boxes, or even females, if you have boxes that you need to lift, right? And it's on the floor, bend your knees first and squat down. Okay. Then reach up under it and use your legs, not your back, right, to pick it up. All right. So you got to be smart about what we do in everyday functional life. We can't just bend over and do things. Or if you got to bend over to get to a lower shelf, bend your knees, guys. Don't sit there and try to bend over and try to pick up something heavy, because you're definitely going to be in the hospital, or you're definitely going to be laying up in the bed for at least a few weeks or a few months, depending on how bad you pull that lower back muscle. All right, cool. Sleep position. That matters, guys. Now, I don't know a whole lot about it, but all I know is, you make sure that you sleeping good and making sure that your spine is balanced, especially in your lower back. Laying on your back is probably one of the best ways to sleep, but I tend to do that. I just can't do it for a long period of time. So what I tend to do is, if I have to lay on my side, I'll put a pillow between my knees, or I'll put something that's like where my body is sagging. I'll try to put a pillow up under there to kind of do that as well. But sleeping does matter, guys, because sometimes if you're 40 and over, man, you guys know when you wake up and you feel that lower back pain, that means you slept wrong or you slept a little bit different. So definitely, guys, make sure you do your research and make sure that you sleep, sleep comfortable, sleep on your back, and try to sleep on your back as long and as much as possible. I say that would be the best way to alleviate lower back pain. And make sure your mattress is actually firm, not too hard, but a good firm, so it doesn't sink in, because that will also like mess up your spine a little bit as well. All right. And last but not least, staying consistent, guys. Listen, if we're 40 and over, right, and we get hurt, our recovery takes a very long time. And we got things to do, man, especially if we're 40 and over. We figuring out life, and we got some ideas and things. Listen, you don't want to hurt your lower back. So having lower back pain being 40 and over is one of the worst things you could ever do, because, whatever role you're on and whatever you're trying to do in life and you're trying to accomplish, man, that can definitely hem you up. So staying consistent with the things that I've mentioned, will help prevent, or if you have it or have been having it, right, you can alleviate it for the most part. So just do the same daily habits every day, that I've mentioned, and you will not have back pain. All right, guys, that's it. If you found value in this video, just hit me down in the comments. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer the questions as best as I can. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next video.